we defined what an inner product and we studied many properties of inner product. Today I will see what is the adjoint of linear operator and self-adjoint of linear operator. We all of us know operator means a mapping which map from vector space to itself. And we all of us know when a operator is called linear functional is TBA mapping when it map from vector space to field, where F is a field of scalar. As for example, in R3, T of x comma y comma z equal to x plus 2y plus 3z is a linear functional. T of x comma y comma z equal to x comma 0 0 is a linear functional. Consider another example. Consider C01 with real field. Then define integration 0 to 1 fx dx. This is also be a linear functional. Let T be a linear transformation from capital V to W between inner product space V and W, and let small w belongs to W. Then define a linear transformation TW from V to R defined as TWV equal to inner product where small w belongs to capital W, V with W where small v belongs to capital V. As for example, T be a linear transformation given by T of x comma y comma z equal to x plus 2y plus 3z comma 4x plus 5y plus 6z. Then consider one vector small w equal to 1 2. Then TWXYZ equal to inner product x plus 2y plus 3z comma 4x plus 5y plus 6z with 1 2, and this is equal to x plus 2y plus 3z plus 2 times 4x plus 5y plus 6z. This is 8x plus 10y plus 12z, and this is equal to 9x plus 12y plus 15z. This is TWXYZ. Now I will see what is the adjoint of linear operator. Consider TBA mapping from V to W, and adjoint T, which is defined as T star, this is mapping from W to V such that TVW inner product TVW equal to inner product V T star W. For every small v belongs to capital V and every small w belongs to capital W. T star is the denoted as adjoint of T. if you see the graph, let me see the graph of the adjoint of linear operator. Notice this is the V, this is the domain V and this is W. T map from V to W. Here small v map to TV, and this is the function W to V, from W to V. Here W map to T star W, which is actually equal to WV. So here TV, inner product TV with small w equal to inner product V with T star W. This is the graph of this adjoint operator, V map to TV, and here T star W, here W map to T star W for adjoint operator. Because for adjoint operator, T star map from W to V and T map V to W. Now let's see one example of adjoint operator. Consider one linear transformation T from R3 to R2, who is defined by T of x1, x2, x3 equal to x2 plus 3x3, 2x1. Now we have to find the adjoint operator. For this, fix one point y1, y2 belongs to R2. Then for every x1, x2, x3 belongs to R3, we get, by the definition of adjoint operator, inner product x1, x2, x3 T star y1, y2 equal to inner product T of x1, x2, x3 with y1, y2. And T of x1, x2, x3 means obviously this is x2 plus 3x3, 2x1 with y1, y2. This is inner product. And this is by definition x2y1 plus 3x3y1 plus 2x1y2. And by inner product, we can write this as x1, x2, x3. This is same as this line and this is same as 2y2, y1, 3y1. Notice this line, this inner product and this line actually same. Now inner product x1, x2, x3 T star y1, y2 equal to actually this. That means T star y1, y2 equal to 2y2, y1, 3y1. I hope my all viewers have understood. Next example, T from R3 to R2 defined by T of x, y, z equal to x plus 2y plus 3z, 4x plus 5y plus 6z. Now we have to find the adjoint operator T star. What is the adjoint operator? Since by definition this is the adjoint operator, so we can write TV here x plus inner product x plus 2y, 3z, 4x plus 5y plus 6z, with AB equal to x, y, z with T star W. And by this definition, we can write this as this is equal to actually A times x plus 2y plus 3z plus by the definition of inner product b times 4x plus 5y plus 6z. Okay, this is equal to a plus 4b times x plus 2a plus 5b times y plus 3a plus 6b times z, and this is, we can write by inner product xyz with a plus 4b comma 2a plus 5b comma 3a plus 6b, and this is actually equal to inner product xyz with t star w, and t star w is nothing but inner product xyz with t star ab. Therefore t star ab equal to actually this a plus 4b comma 2a plus 5b comma 3a plus 6b. This is the adjoint. I hope my all viewers of and understood. This is the adjoint of the transformation T. Now I will see some relation between null space and range space of T star. If T be a linear operator from V to W, then null space of T star means null space of adjoint operator is actually the orthogonal complement of range space. Second, range space of T star equal to null space of orthogonal complement of null space of T. Third, null space of T equal to orthogonal complement of adjoint operator of range space of T. Similarly, range space of T equal to orthogonal complement of adjoint operator of null space of T. This is actually one related to another. First I will see this part. For this, here T be linear operator from V to W, so consider arbitrary vector W belongs to capital W, and W belongs to null space of T star, mean this imply T star of W equal to 0, and that imply, this is if and only if condition, inner product V with T star W equal to 0, and this is true for all V belongs to vector space V. And this is the if and only if condition, since this is the adjoint operator, so this is equal to TV W, inner product TV W equal to 0. This is true for all V, and this is true because only the T is a adjoint operator. So inner product TV with W equal to 0, that imply W belongs to complement of range T. So here consider W belongs to null space of T star, and here I have got W belongs to range space of T complement. So that imply null space of T star equal to orthogonal complement of range space of T. Have you understood? And if we take orthogonal complement of A in both sides, then I will get fourth, because if you apply orthogonal complement in both sides in equation 1, then I will get this. Similarly, replacing T with T star, then 1 apply. 1 gives 3. I hope my all viewers have understood. Replacing T with T star in 4, then I will get 2. When T replaced by T star, then I will get 2. So actually all conditions are equivalent. I hope my all viewers have understood this property. Okay. Oh well. These all are good properties. So always keep in mind. Next, now I will see what is the matrix representation of or adjoint linear transformation. If we have matrix representation of orthonormal basis of V and the orthonormal basis of W, then adjoint of this linear transformation T would be actually the matrix representation of adjoint of linear transformation would be actually the conjugate transpose. See the V and W be finite dimensional inner product space, and if here the field is R or complex number, either R or complex number, and orthonormal basis for V is actually E1, E2 up to En, and orthonormal basis for W is written as F1, F2, Fn. Then matrix representation of T with respect to the orthogonal basis BV and BW is matrix representation of T with respect to the orthonormal basis BV and BW. Then the matrix representation of adjoint operator, since T star map from W to V, so this matrix representation would be MT star, here BW orthonormal basis of W and orthonormal basis of BV is actually the conjugate transpose of this matrix representation. That means if A is the matrix representation of T with respect to this orthonormal basis of V and W, then matrix representation of adjoint would be, this is the conjugate transpose of this. So this would be A1 1 bar, A1 2 bar up to A1 n bar. Here would be A2 1 bar, A2 2 bar up to A2 n bar, and this is An1 bar, An2 bar up to Ann bar. I hope my all viewers have understood. And this is actually the adjoint matrix or Hermitian conjugate matrix. Okay. If it is real, then conjugation is not impact only transpose, but when the field is complex, then the conjugation always would be applied. Now I will see adjoint and 4 fundamental space of matrix. If A be M cross N matrix, here the field is R, then obviously there exists a linear transformation T from Rn to Rm with respect to standard basis. Then T star represented by conjugate transpose of A, which is actually A bar transpose, and since A is real, so actually A bar transpose is equal to, since the fields are real, actually A bar transpose equal to A transpose. Now I will say the relation between 4 subspace. Range T star, which is actually equal to column space of A transpose and this is actually nothing but row space of A. Column space of A transpose is actually the row space of A, and this is equal to orthogonal complement of null space of A. Similarly, null space of T stars is actually the null space of A transpose, and this is actually the nothing but left null space of A, and which is actually the orthogonal complement of column space of A, and this is actually the 4 fundamental subspace. If you look at the picture, then orthogonal complement of null space is actually the row space, and orthogonal complement of column space is actually the null space of A transpose, which is actually the left null space. We all of us know row rank equal to column rank, so range T star equal to, since row space which is actually column space of A, that means range T is actually equal to column space of A, and column space of A means row space of A transpose, and this is actually, since this is the column space of A, this is equal to orthogonal complement of left null space of A. So range space of T star is actually equal to range space of T, because since range space of T star equal to row space, and dimension of row space and dimension of column space are all equal, so range T star equal to actually range T. And similarly, null space of T actually equal to null space of A, which is actually the left null space of A transpose, and which is orthogonal complement of row space of A. This is the nice result for fundamental subspace. Okay. Oh wait. Today I will stop here. In my next video I will discuss self-adjoint operator. Okay. See you soon. Stay safe and stay positive always, and don't forget to subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you so much.